Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the biddies, Pee-Pee. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. You tied in Boulder Parchment Shears with Trav. He also threw Parchment, by the way. Anyway, we are still playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We are on year 3, age 12. Both our friend Tammy and her father have died. This game does not pull punches. Holy shit. We have had 2 funerals in 2 years, man. Who will die next? Let's find out, shall we? We are going all in on engineering as of right now. We're pretty low stress as it is. This is where we start out this year at age 12 in the quiet season. Our birthday is late wet, I think. No, our birthday is, I don't remember. It's coming up. Anyway, we know a few birthdays of people. We know Tangent's birthday, which means we also know Dis's birthday because they're twins. We know Mars's birthday is early wet, and we don't know Annie's anything. Well, we know relative ages, but sadly, we've lost some people. We've also, actually, there's been 3 people dead. Hal, the chief of engineering, is also dead in a accident. You're still expecting our own dad to die, and honestly, with how surly Dis is and how he seems to want to sneak off outside, I'm not holding my breath for his survival chances either. Yeah, it's gonna get wild here in Strato Colony. So it used to be Uncle Tonin who stands out here, but now it is Utopia. Hey Dis, anything new today? It takes a while to find Dis, but when you do, you almost wish you hadn't. He's standing over the bloated body of a dead hop-eye, nudging it with a stick. When he sees you, his eyes go wide. I didn't do it, he scowls. It was like this when I found it, really. Good to know. He's not exactly afraid of death, or dying, for that matter. A sports ball goes sailing over your head. 4... Annie giggles as she jogs up to you. That's what they used to say on Earth when a ball would go into the crowd. I like it. She's adorable. And very sporty. Tangent wants to talk to us, but I'm gonna hit up everybody who doesn't have the talking bubbles. Cal is lying in the scrub grass at the edge of the garden, staring up at the sky. He blinks at you as your shadow passes over him. Hey, Mayron, he says, smiling around a stalk of grass between his teeth. You ever just take some time and appreciate this place? We get sky and clouds and rain and wind. After growing up on the Strato, it all seems pretty magical. It really does, Cal. As my parents would agree, because they're both gardeners. Your dad is reading a book. An actual book. Dog-eared pages and everything. In the shade of the greenhouses. He blinks up at you when your shadow falls over the pages. Oh, hey, little gooseberry, he laughs. Do you need something? No, Dad, just saying hi. Hey, Mom. Are you eating enough? Your mom says, looking at you critically. Drinking enough water? It's hotter here than you're used to. You have to take care of your body if you want to take care of you. All right, Mom. I will stay on top of it, I promise. All right. Mars is usually found up the hill. Do you really think there are aliens here? Mars asks, looking out at the colony walls. Like, not the weird monster animal ones, like human-type ones? She sighs and crosses her arms. I almost want to meet an alien just because it would be something to do. Yeah, I hear you, Mars. I hear you. We're broke as a joke when it comes to kudos. We only have 2. So we're just gonna go to class. We are gonna talk to Tangent and go to class. Tangent is storming around the quad in front of engineering, checking notes on her holopalm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. Urgh, this is the worst! What's the matter? Yay, she likes us more. I can't possibly, she says, her voice cracking. She seems too upset to even explain it. Professor Hal, she tries again. Hal, he was helping me with this physics chapter and now he's... She throws her hands up in the air, virtual holopalm screens flying everywhere. I can't understand this without him. It's impossible. She chokes out. Why did he have to die? Oh, we got a choice here that is obviously not a nice choice. I'm gonna go with yes, there are probably weird sapient beings here. I personally suspect the plant life, mind-controlling spores. Not option 3. Yeah, option 3 is precisely what her twin brother, Dis, would say, and Tangent will not take that well. I'm not entirely certain that she would take a hug well in this instance either, but that might be the only thing to get her out of the spiral. We do miss Professor, Dr., Chief Engineer Hal as well. So, 1 or 2, chat. What do we want to do here? That is the question. What do we want to do here? I'm gonna give her a hug. That's what I would do. 1, she could well freak out if you touch her. Yeah, but that might be precisely what she needs to get out of the spiral, or to at least let herself cry. I'm gonna hug her, Trav. I mean, I do miss Hal as well. He was a very upbeat, excitable person who liked to teach, but we're gonna give her a hug. She stiffens, then lets you hold her. You can feel her shaking. You think she might be crying, but when she finally pulls away, her eyes are dry. Thank you, Mayrin, she says. I know you're having a hard time with this as well. Nothing is easy on Vertumna, even when the adults can't protect themselves. It's obvious we're on our own out here. Hey, can I help you study? Hell yeah. We helped Tangent, da 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 da. Tang looks like she's about to decline, but then gives you a considering look. Thank you, Mayrin. We may not be able to rely on the adults, but we're not alone in this. I have you. Bestie. Girly girl. Look at that. This is our childhood best friend. Now we have our teenage best friend. Perhaps someday love interest? We helped Tangent. We don't have enough reasoning to ask her about her research, though, but we will get there. Tang is craning her head, looking around what she can see of the colony from the laboratory doors. Have you seen my brother? She asked. He stormed out of class today again. She pinches the bridge of her nose. All I did was point out that he consistently makes the same mathematical error and after a memnotic to aid his memory in the future. I don't see how I'm the monster here. Do we have something? I mean, we could give her a crystal cluster. I'm gonna. Yeah. Heck yeah, more friendship. Tang shrugs. You should probably just keep it. I don't even know what I do with that. When you insist, she keep it. She shrugs again. Sure, maybe I'll find a use for it. Look, the last time we gave her a mushwood log, she did a whole badass thing for the science fair. I'm just saying. May not be her favorite, but at the very least. We've given her 2 kinds of things, and maybe, just maybe, because I gave one away, I will find another. Let's see if there's any collectible suddenly on the map, because I finally have space for it. Yes, look at that. Medicinal roots. Ha ha ha. Alright, time to go to class. Enough faffing about. We are doing the engineering track. Let's go. The colony is still reeling from Professor Hal's death. You're not sure who to expect when you go to class today. Oh boy. Angry lady. You take a seat in the classroom. Chief Engineer Instance is chatting near the front with Tangent, but as the class fills up, Tange returns to her seat and Instance fires up Congruence's hollow projection. Alright, listen up, Instance says. Congruence is expensive as hell to run in interactive mode, but she'll have to do as your teacher for now. I'm far too busy to be teaching children. Today, Congruence teaches you about machine learning and the development of artificial intelligences. Congruence has been a part of your life for as long as you can remember. It's hard to imagine a time when people didn't have access to such a powerful, all-knowing intelligence. How did people used to learn anything? Alright. So we get 5 kudos if the total equals 20. We have a +1 to all mental blue cards just because we do. And we have a lot of 3s. So this is a 4. This is a 3. This is a 3. This is a 3. And this is a 4. Chat yesterday decided that going after the super goal for the bonus in skill over going after the kudos bump was preferable. So this is what we're doing. And since this was a mental challenge, we used all mental cards. Very nice, very nice. Didn't even need medicinal roots to draw a card. Heck yeah. Alright, we win! Victory. So, that bumps our engineering to a 2nd perk point in there. Shop gadget perk, new cards in the depot. Nice, nice, nice. We did get an extra kudo for winning, but again, it's not a lot of kudos. And our reasoning went up as well, so we're getting somewhere with it. Yeah, her science fair thing came in 2nd. Clearly basing her project, etc. on gifts is not working out. Look, it only came in 2nd because we stressed ourselves out pushing for the win, Trav. So, otherwise she would have won. Skill is hard enough to get that it's worth chasing until such time as we find kudos things that we really care about. It's fair. Like, it could be nice to get cake for everyone on their birthdays, but You've been having weird dreams as usual. They seem to get worse around glow. You wake up from a dream that has tears drying on your face, though you can't remember why. Just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough that for a moment you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You literally rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. I guess we're early quiet. Dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you presents. It was just yesterday, antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? The bouquet of exotic flowers from your mom, which is a gift / collectible. The stuffed xenofauna from your dad, which is an equipable item card. Gives +1 to physical cards, which I have a +1 to all challenges, so I don't know that the toy xenofauna is going to be really it for me. And then there's also the photo phoner. From your best friend, which gives +1 to all social cards. We are a mental card gal, primarily. So I think the bouquet of exotic flowers from our mom might be our favorite in this instance. White astrantia, pretty. It's a pretty flower. This, unless, of course, we want to bump up particular challenge cards for when we get to those types of challenges. We've been kind of not doing those types of challenges. That doesn't mean we don't have those cards in our deck. We absolutely do. Honestly, buffing social cards might be our best bet here. The bouquet is a one-use gift/bonus, though, and if we get another gear slot unlocked, the others would be nice. And they were pricey in the shop. This is true. The photo phoner was in the shop. The stuffed xenofauna, I think, was also in the shop. I'm gonna go with the photo phoner because social is our lowest level skill section, period. We have slightly more toughness than social, so buffing that specifically might do well in the future. A photo phoner. This instrument is part flute and part paintbrush and uses a neural link to paint holograms in the air as you play. How did Tangent know? What a great gift. You can't wait to practice in the lounge. Everyone's gonna love it. So we can now play this in the living quarters, even if we don't have it equipped, I think. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, she says, we've been here for 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Okay, Dad. Professor Hal used to tell us all the time about how hard you're trying in school, your mother continues. That's great. Your dad and I are really proud of you. Working might seem fun and grown-up when you're a kid, but if you want to do more than manual labor, you'll need some book smarts, too. Your dad joins in again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking what you want to be when you grow up. So, clearly, depending on what skills you have, you can answer certain things. Because we don't have creativity, bravery, or persuasion higher than 5, none of these options are available to us. We could do farming, because we do have biology over 5, but our biology is actually our our second lowest reasoning or mental trait. We do have reasoning up pretty well. A teacher like Professor Hal. Although, yeah, because we're unlikely to get the engineering position because Tangent is very much that. We do have an empathy of 5. A mom with 10 kids. But our empathy is only a 10, so maybe not that. Captain of the sports ball team, because we have a toughness of 8. That is definitely going to be somebody else's job. Farming is going to cross with engineering at some point, if for no other reason than you need special equipment. I mean, yes, but we are clearly engineer. We're gonna probably want to work in engineering somehow. But we might end up teaching because we do have enough reasoning to do it. We could also say, do I have to decide right now? It's interesting to me that there are 4 social options, only 1 physical option and only 2 mental options. Like, this list feels light. There are way more options than this in the colony, actually. The kind of close one is actually a teacher like Professor Hal. Teaching engineering to others is going to be just as useful as doing engineering in the engineering bay. And we have just enough empathy, if not persuasion, to do it. We could absolutely pull off teacher. If we want to make both our parents proud, biology would be the way, but we did not double down on the wet sciences, so I think a teacher like Professor Hal is our best option here, personally. Hey, Blake Dr. Man, welcome in. Your mom smiles sadly. I'm sure he would have loved to hear that, she says. The colony will need someone as passionate about teaching as he was. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy there. We don't have the organization for it, is the problem. Sure beats shoveling dirt, your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, I'll tell Mars I'll be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. How are you doing, Plague Dr. Man? I'm glad you're here. So, it is now early quiet, and it has changed into mid-quiet after our birthday. Our new perk is shop gadgets. There are new cards in the depot because we got to the engineering past its second bump. Hey, Tange. Oh, nothing new here. All right. Hey, Annie. You don't see Annie. She sees you first. Tag! She exclaims, pouncing you from behind. You're it! Oh, Annie. Never change. Seriously. Dis? Not everyone in the colony is happy, Dis mutters, his arms wrapped around himself. Everyone acts like it's because they don't want to sound ungrateful, but let's face it sucks here. We could give him the medicinal roots. We don't have the bravery to dare him to eat a worm. You got D&D in 40 minutes? Plague Dr. Man, have the best time of your life, please. Absolutely do. Thank you for dropping in, and I hope that your character and or NPCs survive, depending on who's running. Cal has collected a fine assortment of plastic and metal containers and assembled them into what passes for a drum set. His clattering away at them echoes through the garden. When he sees you, he twirls his drumstick and gives you a cheeky smile. What? They were just gonna get nano-recycled anyway. Oh, Cal. We like Cal. Hey, Sunberry, your dad greets you. Working hard or hardly working? He laughs and ruffles your hair. Normally I have sessions while you stream, but because of the time changing, I can chill for like an hour. Yeah, I mean, until the time changes for you as well, Plague Dr. Man, but I'm glad that you're here. Your mom blinks at you like she hasn't seen you in a while. Wow, you're getting big, she mutters, shaking her head in disbelief. I am indeed, Mom. I am indeed. All right. Mars. Oh, hey, Mayron, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot, she clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Sure, Mars. Mars's smug smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get the first pick of all the best stuff. So if we were friends with Mars, we could outright ask to work there with her. We have Rebellion less than 20, so we could ask for a job there. Or we could go, wow, Mars, that's amazing. Or we could just ignore her because she's very dramatic. Well, if I choose not to acknowledge that, it's not a problem. We should probably ask ask for the job through Seek. Unlocking it for later could prove handy. Yeah, it may be the only way we can get organizing up, which is something we haven't had the option or ability to do. But we have been trying to get reasoning up and max out engineering, so. Sure, we can go ask for the job. If Mars has something you want it to, Administrator Seek stares at you for a long time. Yes, they say finally. You're a proper rule-abiding child. Perhaps you can keep an eye on that Mars. They walk away, clicking their tongue and muttering, that girl, honestly. So yes, now we can be a depot clerk in command. So, let's check out the notice board. No food shortfall. Security rating red still. Utica is still in command. Chief Administrator Seek is still second in command. Chief Rhett is still the security chief and head of the garrison. Chief Engineer Instance is still the engineering chief. Chief Cultivator Flulu, our mother, is still in charge of geoponics. Chief Steward Antecedent is still in charge of quarters, and Chief Surveyor Utopia has taken over for expeditions after Uncle Tonin, who died. Okay. So if we work in the depot, we get organizing and persuasion, friendship with Mars, 9 kudos, and 10 stress. I would very much like to max out engineering first. Uncle Tonin was in charge of expeditions. He died from an attack from the local wildlife during an expedition. He was also Tammy's dad, who died via malfunctioning hollow projector in the children's crèche, which has been since fixed, I might add. But still, yeah, the whole family got iced, unfortunately. We have also lost Professor Hal. The teacher is gone as well. So he died in an accident in engineering. They're not even in space anymore, Blake Dr. Man. They're planet-side, and shit is happening. Okay, so we're not going to work in the depot right now, but we will be coming back to that because we do need organizing. Like, bad. But we're going to go back to engineering and try to max out engineering at the very least. The night sky in Vertumna is like no star chart in the hollow archives you brought from Earth, primarily because of, you know, that's the Earth sky, not this one. You're not even certain if the stars you're seeing are new ones entirely or the same ones, but seen from a different angle. Where the wormhole actually spat you out is a mystery. You know some of the adults are working on reading radiation levels from various stars, guessing which ones they are, and using them to triangulate where you are. It's a downright frightening amount of math. Yeah, he was fun, but 2 deaths from monster attack, 1 death from bad wiring. No. It's 1 death from monster attack, 1 death from malfunctioning hollow projector, 1 death from an engineering accident. We do not know what the accident was, though. Aww. 2 bits. I'm a pour 2 out from my boy Hal and Tonin. My boys. Yeah. Thank you, Plague Dr. Man. Thank you for the bits. I really appreciate it. That's 102 bits today. Holy cow, you guys. All right. Let's see here. Smart for my age. Hooked on our holopalm. Acing a test. Stress cry. Giggling. Can we do better? If this was a 1, I could attempt to draw a card. I have lots of ones. Yes. Dang it, it's another 4. Okay, well... What if I did this? Like that. There we go. Super goal! So we have a flesh 4 and 3 of a kind. Gems matter for other cards, but this is literally the only card we have with a gem on it, so this doesn't matter to us yet, but it is a very high card. Its base value is a 4, but because we get +1 to all mental blue cards, it's a 5. So, thank God you got Tangent's abilities. Yeah. So, bump engineering. We're at 70 there. Reasoning is only a 51, but we're doing well. And our friendship with Tangent is now at a 55. Fantastic. Mid-quiet becomes late quiet, because that's how they do months in this world. It's technically spring. Hey, Tange. Don't. Tange says as soon as you open your mouth to speak. She holds up one scolding finger. I'm about to make a breakthrough. Do not interrupt me unless it is serious. Understood. We will run away. We've seen this one. Hey, Dis. Dis almost completely ignores you in favor of playing a game on his holopad. Just one, he mutters, then cusses and stomps his feet as the game lets out a cheery whistle of defeat. Stupid game, Dis hisses. He looks like he'd throw the game away if it wasn't literally attached to his hand. Oh, Dis. You need a friend so bad. I feel bad not picking you as my childhood friend. At the very least, I could keep an eye on you. The sound of hammering rings through the garden, and you find Cal helping your mom build a row of raised garden beds. Turns out some of the earth plants don't grow so great here, so we're gonna see if this helps, he says, taking a break to rub his face. Your mom stifles a laugh at the smear of dirt it leaves across his cheeks. Your mom says we gotta worry about the nitrogen levels soon, he continues, but that hopefully we'll be eating just plants that grow here before then. Aww. Cal takes after our parents more than we do, honestly. You spot your dad playing cards with 2 of the other agriculturists. You don't recognize the game, but you watch your dad throw down his hand and groan, then peel off his shirt and toss it into the pot. I'm literally losing my shirt over here, he says, and his 2 friends laugh uproariously. Your dad wipes his eyes, chuckling, then sees you. Oh, hey, Mayrin, you need something. No, Dad. See you later. You learned it. Oh, we've seen this one. Don't sneak up on Mom. She's a little jumpy. We've read that one. Check for optional collectible. Not seeing anything. My dads are so uncool, Mars complains. Mars, do your homework. Mars, you should help out more. Mars, we're going to cut off your allowance. She scoffs. As if, right? That money is mine. I earn it. With a toss of her hair over her shoulder, she seems above it all entirely. Doing what? Do you even have to ask? My presence enlivens this dreary colony. I'm their beloved daughter. They owe me. Wow, somebody was spoiled growing up. Alrighty then. Time to go back to engineering. Let's go. You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instance sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Ooh. Tanja's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose with her fingers. I'll expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory where Tanj scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? So, we don't have empathy high enough to try and cheer her up. We could ask her what she was working on. But we could also tell her it'll be better the second time around. We could also try to be like, hey, you want to hang out? To alleviate her. Like, we know that she's a very determined girl that is not going to be swayed into any other activity than what she is going through right now. We don't have the capacity to try and cheer her up, but we do have the capacity to remind her that it'll be better the second time around. I don't think voting is how it really happens in the colony, Trav. You put the highest skilled expert in charge of whatever they're an expert at. It's essentially how things work here. You don't have enough people to vote in somebody, really. I'd certainly like to know what she was working on, but I doubt she's in a chatty mood. Yeah, asking her what she's working on is just gonna have her ranting and raving. Asking her if she wants to hang out is just gonna have her blow you off. I think because we have the reasoning option, I'm gonna go with that, because I think that's probably the best option I would have picked, even if I had all 4 options open. Yay, we helped Tangent, and also our friendship went up. Look at that smile. Tanj nods. You're right. The first experiment was plagued by inefficiencies, she says, pushing herself off the lab bench. That's why I changed it in the first place. In the new experiment, I can eliminate those inefficiencies from the start. Thank you, Mayrin. You may have saved me 3 months of work. No problem, Tanj. Losing the data was my fault. Tanj continues, I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and really make discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now with my mother gone. She's the only adult in the colony who sees what I could become, she says. I believe I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. Ooh. Remind her not to push herself too hard. She's got time. Or tell her that she will. It just will take more time. I mean, to be quite fair, Tangent is already very impressive for an 11-year-old. Like, she's a year younger than us. We're 12. She's 11. Her birthday is in late wet. So she's only a few months younger than us, but still. You know, her augment is reduced sleep. She works really hard. She works every day. She studies all the time. She's a very gifted and very devoted person to the things that she cares about. And I think telling her not to push herself too hard is not going to go over well. Oh yeah, the twins are really messed up. Like, I kind of wish I was friends with both of them because they both need a friend. Poor Dis. I don't know what his full name is. I just know he's Dis. But yeah, he is unhappy. You will. Tange hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. Let's get to work. Alright, class time. Hooked on Holopalm is locked into position, so we have to use it. I don't have any other 4s, which would have been very useful. So this is a straight 4 and flush 5. A 29. Now we're gonna go with the straight up 30. I think that's the highest we can get with what we have here. Robo Power and Hop-Eye Facts both duplicate. So, they're fun. Dis reminds me the most of myself. Very emotional, but very withdrawn. I'm not sure that Dis even understands how emotional he is, to be quite frank. He feels betrayed by his twin because his twin decided to be a girl. So, Tangent is actually a trans girl, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, they're not fraternal twins. They were originally identical twins. And then Tangent was like, nah fam, I'm a girl. And became a girl. And so Dis feels disconnected from his twin for being betrayed by, like, you don't want to be a boy with me, you don't want to spend, you know. And now they're like very different people. The things they care about are very different, and they just cannot seem to get eye to eye, so they're not even there for each other. So Dis feels pretty much like he's been abandoned by his family, and it's real sad. He needs a friend so desperately. I don't even know if that's why Dis doesn't like them. It seems more so because she looks down on him for being emotional and left him alone. I think they both stopped trying to understand each other, Plague. I think what happened was when Tangent decided to become a girl, Dis refused to understand that need, and because of that, Tangent started refusing to understand why Dis would feel upset about that, and then it just kind of cascade affected from there. Yeah, the thing is that his character description is that he's brave. Like, he doesn't seem afraid of the monsters. He doesn't seem afraid when things have gone wrong. He goes to that place where nothing affects him. But at the same time, he is very upset by all the things in the colony that he sees are going wrong. So, we had the option to not take an augment, actually. We decided to take the being a smarty augment, so... Oh, not scared of the world, I meant scared of his emotions. Ooh, that's a good point, Plague. He might be very scared of his own emotions. But it's hard to say because we don't know him well enough to really see what his character is. Like, we do not spend enough time with Dis, to be quite frank. We may have to choose differently later. But yeah, engineering is at 74 now. Nice. Reasoning is at 53. Late, quiet. Into early pollen. I'm sorry. Quiet, I think, is the winter season. So we're a winter baby in this game. Pollen is the spring season. And our dad is now miserable with allergies. Poor man. Alright, we've seen this message. Hey, Dis. Dis is scrolling through a novel on his hollow palm, completely checked out of the world around him. He startles when you tap his shoulder. Jeez, Mayrin, he grumbles, gesturing to close his novel. You catch a few lines about a dragon before the screen disappears. Dis flips up his collar and turns away. Can't you tell when someone's busy? Yeah. We do not have more than a 9 friendship with Dis. It's really unfortunate. We have as much friendship with Dis as we did with Tammy before she died. Hey, Cal. Yep. Nope, we've seen this message as well. Ooh. The Hefty Rex Xeno Egg. Mom is still a jumpy paranoid. Dad is congested. Your dad sneezes and wipes his nose with a handkerchief. Whew, this pollen, he says, his voice thick with congestion. Someday I'm gonna get used to this. Poor dad. His name is Geranium. I love it. Dis might like the egg. Yeah, we could give it to him. Absolutely. Let's make more friends today. Hey, does this interest you? A little bit. Thank you. Just says, clearly unsure how to react. I'll, find something to do with it. Dis is sitting in the grass near the big gates to lead out to the jungle. He's just staring out into nothingness and picking absent-mindedly at the weeds. He pretends not to notice as you approach. I am going to just sit down with him. He is not someone who you ask if they're okay, he's not going to tell you. Asking if he wants to play a game, he's not interested. Teasing him, that's the easiest way to get him to walk away from you. No, Plague Doctor Man. It's he is just very allergic to pollen. He only gets this way during this season. So for the next 3 months, while the pollen is flying everywhere, he is miserable. He just has allergies. I promise you it's just allergies. He's not been sick for a while. He just gets sick for this season. The pollen season is just his worst enemy. Yeah, Trav is still expecting him to die from them, but it's been 2 years, Trav. He just has really bad allergies during pollen season. I wonder if his name is a reference to dysthymia? I don't know. I don't know what his full name is. Dis is clearly a shortening of something. He shifts uncomfortably as you sit, but doesn't say anything. You both just hang out, saying and doing nothing. You're starting to wonder if Dis will ever acknowledge you when he says, I gotta go. As he starts down the hill, he pauses and says, this is a good spot. I'll probably come back here tomorrow. Yes. That's all he wants, is someone quiet to sit with him. 12 friendship! Yay! It's a mood disorder that causes you to feel low, similar to depression? Maybe. Yeah, your dad's name is Geranium. And your mom is Flulu. And she's the one who rocks all the muscles. Fuck yeah. The music in this game is really nice, by the way. I like the music. Mayrin, come over here, Mars demands. When you do, she slings an arm across your shoulders and raises her hollow palm to take a picture. Look cool, she instructs you. I need to take a selfie with someone like every day or I lose my streak. She presses her cheek against yours and purses her lips. The picture turns out okay. Mars slaps a filter on it and posts it to the colony message board. You're welcome, Mars. We do not have a lot of friendship with Mars. We're only a 4. She is our least liked friend. We get along with Annie slightly better than Mars. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, back to engineering, where we learn all the engineering things with Tange. Come on, Tange, let's go to class. Back to the night sky. They're still trying to figure out where in the universe they are in comparison to Earth, because they went through a wormhole and turned up somewhere. Yikes. Alright. +1 if this has the highest value. Well, what if we put this in? Okay. Good to know. We put it in over here. It gets a 31. This is a 27. This is a 22. Alright, well. There we go. I can, of course, do this as well, which is a 32. I believe this is the highest score that I can get, so super goal. We smashed through. Your mom rules. She is pretty awesome, yeah. Lulu is pretty awesome. To be fair, Mars is your most lame friend. I agree. I mean, she is the classic popular girl archetype, and I'm sure that if we got to know her better, she would be a much more interesting person underneath all of that. I'm so cool. But yeah, I can't even. So yeah, we are supersizing engineering for sure, for sure. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale with deep circles under his eyes and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up all the old air tubes. Do you remember hay fever, Flulu? We've always got it back on Earth, too. Oh my god, you guys. Do not give me the I told you so. We all have been expecting him to die of pollen something. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees. So why isn't it bothering me? I actually think that he has a serious allergy to a specific type of pollen. And because he doesn't wear a mask when he works in the garden, it is really hitting him hard. You're a lot tougher than me, sweet pea, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I just have to get used to it, like you did, he continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later. Really get a good lungful of the stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that it'll be fine. Yeah, go get checked out by the lab. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs. Then he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lie down on their bed. You need rest, not machismo, she scolds him. I don't have shoo! Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body. And I have to fertilize the corn and the pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mother grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big, yelling honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face and you can tell that something's wrong. Huh, your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head, his knees buckle, and your mom yells for you to call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to do a thorough examination. Explorers have started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. I'm not convinced that Mars is a popular girl. I think she wants to be and is acting like she is, but I'm not so sure. Remember that, for example, nobody gave her a Valentine's card, and when you asked for the job, the person seemed to think you were preferable to having Mars around. Yes, she's the classic archetype of the popular girl. I didn't say she was one, Trav. She is not willing to be nice enough to get along with other people because she feels left out. And it's sad. Every one of these kids is broken in some way, including us. Dad. It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body, Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, geranium, since you're particularly susceptible to the toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. Just like real kids. Yep, just like real kids, Plague. Your dad smiles weakly. Got it, boss, he says. Your mom smiles and puts her hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week, she says. You're on strict bed rest. She leans in to touch her forehead to his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. Even after one day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back into the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Mayrin. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. I'm happy too, Dad. See, guys, he didn't die from pollen season. He just really is allergic to the pollen. Like, super allergic to it. We'll talk to her in a moment. I would like to talk to Annie. We're in a game of tag again. Love her gumption. Do we have any collectibles? No. Okay, so we need to be on the lookout for them. Dis is busy and we can't do anything else with him, but we've seen this one before. He's reading fantasy dragon novels, which, hell yeah, man. Cal, how's it going? He is banging away on his to-be-recycled drum set. Nice. Good job, Cal. Love it. Hey, Mom. Your dad used to joke that your mom got her prosthetic legs so she could run faster than everyone else before you had gene tech. You don't think that's true. You guess she lost it in some kind of fight, but she barely ever talks about it. Except for days like today when she's stumbling around like one leg is shorter than the other. Stupid thing, she grumbles. When am I going to have time to get this damn thing fitted right? Uh-oh. Yeah, she has a prosthetic leg. Your dad brightens when he sees you. Why, if it isn't my favorite gooseberry, he wheezes. I'm glad you're not as messed up as your old man. This pollen is no joke. Yeah, Dad. Hope you're wearing a respirator now. Gosh, look at how thick it is. Mars. Right. She doesn't have allowance again. Oh boy. What did she do this time to piss off her dads? Yes, dads. As in... her parents are both men. They're a loving gay couple. If anyone who is sitting in my chat right now has a problem with that, well, you don't have to be here. I know, Trav. I know. You guys. Let's just let it happen in its own time. We know from the very beginning of the game that our colony is going to fail and be destroyed, and that we might be the only people who survive it. So, might being the key word there. We opened up by being eaten by a dog, or a dog equivalent, so I will consume them if they have a problem with that. Exactly, Blake Dr. Man, exactly. Please do. We don't need that kind of negativity in my chat. Your holopalm pulses with a message from Tange. Hello, Mayrin. If you're not occupied, could I ask you for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance, Tangent. Typical Tange, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, taking notes on a holoscreen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. How can I help? I'm researching the Shimmer, the respiratory illness some people report during pollen, she says. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. Not sure why you're saying that, because I don't think anyone here at all would have a problem. I certainly haven't seen any sign of it. Well, I have a lot of lurkers, so, Trav, if any of my lurkers are against alternative relationships, as it were, they can fuck off. Because I am an ally. Even if my relationship seems to be a lot less alternative than some. So, in any case, everyone else who is more than welcoming of alternative relationships, come on in. Let's go. She takes 4 vials with swabs inside and puts them into your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the Shimmer and you're not. You share half his genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from a rack of test tubes, administer this to yourself, wait 3 days, and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. I'm a pansexual, gender-neutral, polyamorous person, so I cover a fair few bases. Yeah. Heck yeah. Raptor Squeak, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Just a few. Yeah. Plague Doctor Man, I think that's awesome. Actually, not gender neutral. I'm gender fluid. That's freaking fantastic. Plague. You seem cool and accepting, so def worth watching. I accept everyone except for assholes. I don't accept the assholes. But, like, you know, you can be sassy, you can be sarcastic, you can have a bad day here, and it's perfectly fine. But, like, if you're gonna be unaccepting of others when just because you don't like it, like, nobody's making you stay here. I'm just saying. Go find your own people, please. But yeah, for everybody else who, you know, likes a wide variety of people and story and interest, and the fact that this character on screen right now with the cool purple hair is a transgender girl, like, we are accepting of all types of people here except for the assholes. Anyway, with that soapbox done, let's go back to what Tangent is trying to figure out. She's trying to figure out the Shimmer because she's our good friend, and, you know, our dad was sick for a little bit, and she wants to make sure that she can figure out how to, A, figure out what is going on, and B, how to make it better. Love that for her. Oh yeah, you learned this very early on in the game. Tangent and her twin brother, Dis, the very first time that you are introduced to them, you are told explicitly that Tangent, while a girl now, was once a boy and decided not to be a boy anymore. And this caused a rift between her and her twin very early on. Like, you know, they were 4 or 5 when this happened. And Tangent is in is a she-her ever after that, even though her and Dis were identical twins. Yeah. So Tangent is a trans girl, and we love that for her. And she's currently my bestie, so we absolutely love that for her. Tange looks at you very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I begun to realize this is about more than just curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of the Shimmer, who it affects, and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge. Knowledge is more than power, Mayrin. It's control. We could ask if she's okay, because she seems a little unhinged. She hasn't slept in days, likely. I mean, her augment is she doesn't need as much sleep as everybody else anyway, but, like, she literally hasn't slept in days while she's been working on this. And now she's talking about power and control. Oh boy. We could say, okay, I'll do it because she's our friend and she is trying to help us. Or we could be like, no way, you are talking crazy talk, lady. Chat, what do we think? How can we get through this particular situation? Yeah, it hasn't come up often, mentioned early and then just part of the background. Which, I mean, I think that's for the best, honestly. Like, if it's important to you that she's trans and that you identify or enjoy the understanding that she's trans, it's great. That they don't, like, throw it in your face. She's not, like, the token trans character or anything. She is Tangent, the character. And the fact that a detail of her life is that she was once a boy and decided to be a girl instead is kind of just background history on her. So I think the way they're handling that she's a trans girl character is really awesome. I also believe that because this is science fiction and there's, you know, genetic enhancements and augments and the ability to adjust genetics a bit, which probably made her transition to a full-on girl a lot easier for her, is just like common everyday science for these characters, helps a lot too. Option 2, because she's clearly half mad on sleep deprivation and overwork and just nod and smile and go along with it. Yeah, Trav. It might be for the best that we just go with option 2, absolutely. Okay, I'll do it. So we got Shimmer Cure, +1 to Shimmer Cure, +1 to Help to Tangent. I think we're up to +4 on Help to Tangent at this point. And more friendship with our girl. Thank you, Tange says. I've been researching so hard, I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is a pretty good reason, but Tange just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. I mean, that statement right there is red flags for me. It's very much a colonizer way of thinking. And, you know, as a tragically white, typical American, this colonizer thinking is very rampant in the culture, which is heartbreaking to me personally, as an intelligent person who goes, yeah, but maybe we should, like, try to, like, get along. I don't know. But we are definitely going to have to follow up on this one, yes. Alright. That was the storyline event. What does Tange say? Tange is hard at work on her science fair project for Vertumnilia. I can never say this planet's name. I really wish they'd used a different word. I understand why they used the one they did, but dang it. Latin is not my forte. I recognize that though I crushed the competition last year with my project on UV radiation for the planet's 2 suns, there will always be room for improvement. She looks up from her hollow palm. Please leave me alone. If I need someone to help me with the cutting and pasting, I will let you know. Sure, Tange. I'm loathing having to go for the hated runs when I do the completionist goals. Yeah, Raptor, that's the hardest part about a game like this. This is my first playthrough. I am going in blind. Like, I've never played this game before, so we're only in year 3 of my very first playthrough, so please, no spoilers if you can manage. If I ask for help, by all means jump in, but yeah, I'm going in blind, so my experience of this game will be through brand new eyes, so I hope you enjoyed that at the very least. Hey, her project last year was mushwood logs as construction material. Exactly, Trav. But, you know, they didn't track that, so first run is one of the best. I miss it. Well, now you get to experience my first run, so it'll probably be different from yours. You hear Dis sniffling, find him tucked into a leeward alcove of the walls. He stumbles to his feet when he sees you approach. What do you want? He scowls. Did Mars send you? Tange, I'm not going back. I'm just doing what... I'm not just doing... blah, blah, blah. Read, May, please. Thank you. I'm not just going to do what people tell me. Poor Dis. He needs a friend so bad. And we are not high enough friends with him. And literally, we gifted him the last thing we had, so... Oh, no. Annie is using a golf reference as a sports ball goes sailing over our head. We've read that one. Looking for anything to pick up that we can gift to peoples. Hey, Mom. Nope. She just wants us to work. We've read that one. And the pollen being no joke for our dad, still true. Cal. Ah. Plant side being magical. Cal is in awe. Mars, anything new from you? Nope, just another selfie day. Okay. Poor Mars. She is the least popular girl stereotype I've ever seen in my life. But no pick-upables. Okay, so we do have this. Interesting, it gives us creativity and bravery. We're not doing that. We're not that stressed. I just wanted to check in on it. 6 kudos isn't gonna get us a lot. Anything new on the notice board? Those susceptible to particulate matter during pollen are strongly urged to stay indoors and avoid strenuous activities. The festival's coming up, 2nd month of dust. Nothing has changed here since Utopia ended up chief surveyor, so yeah. And we're not doing this yet. What new things are there? Ooh, they expensive. Shy. Virtual space helmet would be really great for us. So would Brain Trainer. Holy crap. I want one. Good job, Eduardo Vargas. I love that the artists are on all the cards. I love that. It's so great. Plus 30 to engineering. First collectible is free. Dang, that's cool. I mean, we're maxing out engineering anyway, so we don't really need this, but still. Vintage focus device. Vintage. All mental card values become wild. Weird. Well, we're too broke for even some cake, so interesting. Interesting. Yeah, we only have these two currently, so that's fine. I just wanted to see what was new since we got that second engineering perk. And to that end, we're going back to engineering. Let's go. Study engineering, please, because it gives us reasoning. Although, yeah. This month, you explore making electronic music and learn a lot about manipulating the frequency and pitch of a sound to make unusual and sometimes pleasant results. It's kind of amazing that music is just physics. You share your creations on the HoloNet for people to download. It's nice to have something new to listen to. Funnily enough, pretty similar so far from what I see. I mean, I'm sure we've made different choices or decided on different people to be our friends. So, like, I originally had Cal as my childhood friend, but like my friendship with Tangent has far surpassed that because we just keep doing the engineering track. I tried to make higher friendships with multiple people, but like it warns you a couple of times that you need to focus and be very like specific on things. You don't have time for everything. So there is that. And like I'm pretty sure that you didn't play a girl. But maybe you did, which would be awesome. Either way, it's pretty cool. But like, yeah. Outside of that, like, I'm sure the early run doesn't change that much regardless of who you pick for what and what skills you go after, so. It's gonna get it's gonna branch off wildly later, I'm sure. Yeah, I had chosen Dis as my childhood bestie and maxed my friendship with both the siblings in my first run. Yeah, so, like, you did make different choices than me. It's just, they don't have as great an impact in the early game as it will later on, I think. At least, as far as my genre savvy goes. Alright. Let's go. This one's locked. Cool, cool, cool. Well... we can do just this for a 28. If we do this, it's only a 23. Okay. I think this is the highest score we can possibly get with the cards that we drew. Not bad, not bad. We don't have any other gems cards, so they don't matter yet. We don't know what they will matter for quite yet. We haven't been introduced to that, but we only have the one. So. Whopow! 82 engineering, 57 reasoning. Not bad. And of course, a minor amount of kudos. Mid pollen becomes late pollen. Let's go. Tange. Oh no. Fighting with her brother again. Dis, you okay? Yeah. He really did not kill the hop eye. He just found it dead and poked it with a stick, as people do. Annie looks up from her holopalm and sighs dramatically as you approach. Man, I hate school learning, she exclaims, prodding at her screen. Why do I even have to do this? To get some smarts in your brain, girl. That's why. Cal? Ah, working with the gardening beds again. We've seen that one. Mom? Yep, you're very busy, Mom. Sorry to disturb. You spot your dad looking longingly towards the forest. You ever think about what's out there, he muses? There could be anything out there. We don't even know. He sighs and leans on his rake, and I'm stuck here pushing dirt around. I think we have read that one before, but I love that his name is Geranium. It just makes me so happy. Oh no, she doesn't have her allowance again, so she's fussy, because literally she's a shopaholic. Shopaholic. Is there any collectible anywhere? Not that I'm seeing. We double triple check, just in case. Alrighty then. We are pretty stressed, but we have enough space to do one more class, and then we'll have to figure out where we want to hang out and chill. Alright, engineering, let's go. The night sky again. We still don't know where we are in the sky, compared to where Earth is. Alrighty then. Show. Card becomes a 2. Okay. Absorbent brain. So the goal was 14. Is there any way that we can make this higher? Okay, not that way, obviously. Not that way either. can get a 16. This is terribly placed. If it was 1 over, I would be much happier. Ay, ay, ay. I think 15 is as good as it gets. Because even this doesn't get quite enough. I was going to try to get a goal of 14, but it's not going to work out. So 15 it is. You had a good point and then I clicked a button. Sorry, Trav. But still, we got our engineering bump, which is exactly what I was going for. We're almost maxed out engineering, so... Now we are too stressed to do anything. Quite literally. It is early dust, which means that our dad will hopefully not die from pollen. Jeez Louise. Alright. Fighting with our brother some more. I will get time off, I promise. What's up, Anne? She still hates school. Dis? The game is not his friend. Mom. Still jumpy. Dad? Your dad is poring over some reports on his holopalm. Oh, hey, little seedling, he says, distracted. Did you know that Wabtaito plants are related to sniff blossom? Never would have thought. Puts down his work and smiles. What do you need? Nothing, Dad. Just saying hi. Cal? Still working on the planters? Okay. Good to know. Ooh, what's this? A yellow flower. What does the yellow flower do? +1 to a card. Change suit to social. Neat. Selfie day. Gotcha. Alright. We can do no work. We have options to relax in the lounge and maybe hang out with someone, or alternatively, we could hang out with Dis on the walls, which is what I'm going to do because I kind of want to make sure that he has at least a little bit of a friend. Possibly Raptor, but too late now. Sadly, I did not think of that and did not pay attention to chat, so it's all my bad that we didn't get a super challenge again. You're sitting up on the corner of the walls when you notice something unusual. Ooh, we got +1 in perception. Nice. It's Dis. He's crawling out through a drainage pipe in the wall and sneaking out. You watch him carefully slide the heavy metal grate back into place behind him, then disappear into the nearby trees. What do? Do we call security because he might be in danger, or do we leave him be because we're no snitch? One of these options will gain us, friendship with Dis. The other option will definitely not. What do we do, guys? That's the fun of the minigame, looking back at what you did and realizing how you could have done better. Love it. Yeah, no, I agree, Raptor Squeak. It is a little bit of a puzzle, and I love it. It reminds me of it's kind of Balatro-like in that way, but it's not Balatro, obviously. Which is my offline addiction. Yikes. Do we call security because we care about our friend? Or do we leave him be because we are no snitch and we are his friend? Just give him a nod and move on? Yeah, I think that's really the only way forward if we want to be friends with Dis, because if we call security on him, he's going to be so pissed. Besides, now we can sneak out. Abso-fucking-lutely. Not that we're rebellious at all. We aren't. But I'll take the perception gain, absolutely. Ooh, now we're a little more rebellious now. Well, that's just none of your business, is it? You make note of where Dis came out, just in case you decide you'd like to sneak out on your own one day, too. You could come and go via his secret drainpipe entrance between the sports ball pitch and the garrison pavilion. Feels like a toned-down solo version of poker to me. Solo poker, pokier. Balatro is poker based, but it is very much more a puzzle game with a random luck generator component to it. And it's interesting. I find it to be very interesting. It tickles my brain in the right way. Unchangeable could be very useful in certain situations, so I think first words has to go. I was hoping that, like, one of the zeros would go, but, like, the zeros, outside of Absorbent Brain 1, the zeros aren't really a problem. It's just, a low-level 1 is also acceptable. Hiding in the crush, we're just gonna keep. So, we will forget this card. Okay. It's time for the 3rd annual festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Udicott approaches the stage. Let's hope I get her voice consistent this time. I think, as I said last stream, I have quite literally gotten her voice, changed it like every single time I've done her. Been meaning to cop Balatro. The roguelite factor to it tickles my brain looking at it. Yeah, it is definitely an interesting game. I am not good at it by any stretch of the imagination. The people who are good at it, though, holy crap. I watch Raffle Light on YouTube's videos on Balatro, though he does stream both on Twitch and YouTube. You can catch his streams, but, like, he's really good at this game, and holy the things that he can do. There are mods for the game, but modding the game is apparently very difficult, so you have to go find them on, like, the Balatro Discord or other similar Discord communities more than anything else, because you're gonna need help figuring out how to mod the game. But yeah, some people have made some really interesting mods for it as well. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor. I think I'm giving her a new voice again, but I cannot get her right. I don't know. She just, her art does not speak to me consistently. She says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we built a colony of which we can be truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always, looking towards the future we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings, Udicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Udicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis, who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in, with help from our ship's AI Congruence, until someone can take up the mantle that rested so easily on Hal's broad shoulders.
We also recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter Aspartame, Tammy, and his partner, Lavendula, in the world of our memories. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing expeditions. This is Utopia. Udicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. So, there's your mom, Flulu. There's Instance. This is... Oops, wrong menu. Antecedent. When the applause dies down, the council sits. Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Udicott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Udicott nods and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job, she says, her clear voice ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises up from Expeditions, and she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill, and, well, I'm gonna give it my best. We're fixin' to get to the bottom of what we're calling the Shimmer. The sniffles folks have been getting during pollen, Utopia continues. Until we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Udicott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for all their service. Live music starts playing and Udicott smiles. And now it's time for games and feasting. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Which will you do this year? As we have done all 3 years, we're going to the science fair, because fuck yeah. Loyalty and friendship, let's go. Tangent's project involves how the surveyor's gliders work, something to do with the materials they're made from reacting with the magnetic field of the planet, combined with solar energy collected from the wings. You tune her out, only zoning back when Tange stumbles through one of the judge's technical questions. You catch her look of pained frustration as she realizes she doesn't know the answer. The judges turn to you next. Present our project. It is a normal difficulty reasoning challenge. Alrighty then. This card becomes a 2. Interesting. Both of them are 2s now. Wait a minute. We can do better. Yeah! That's what I'm looking at. Alright. That card still becomes a 2? Okay. Okay. So, we're gonna put that there. And then maybe do the 4s together? I think that's as good as we can get. That's as good as we can get. Next round. Yeah! This is what I'm looking at. So this card becomes a 2. And I super gold it with a straight. Heck yeah. I actually think I can get this better. Yeah, 33 is the highest I can get it. With your duplicators, you can get 5 2s. Is that good? I mean, it's something. But I turned a 0 into a 2, and then we've got a straight of 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have a flush 5 because they're all the same. And then this baseline being a 2 means that a 33 is what we got. Show. Technically, the baseline for this is a 1, and it becomes a 2 because all mental cards are +1 for us because of perks. So this one is actually, these were all originally 1s, and the Hop-Eye Fax was all originally 2s, but they're buffed because of engineering perks. Or, no, reasoning perks, actually. So we super gold that challenge. Let's go. And got a reasoning boost. Nice. 61. You do an egg drop experiment, taking fragile crystalline glass fruit and designing 4 different ways to protect them from breaking after a long fall. 2 break, but 2 succeed. Your experiment is only a simple demonstration of physics, but the judges decide to award you for choosing something within your capabilities and doing it well. Tange is frustrated, but more at herself than you. She's not used to failure. 2nd year in a row, we've been the science fair champion, and this year we did it super legitimately without pushing and giving ourselves stress. And we also de-stressed even more. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Yes. Early dust turns to mid dust. It is summertime. It is hot. You still hate school. I understand. Okay, Tange, we gotta deal with. This is over here. Still trying to read that fantasy novel. Hey, Mom. We have gotten bigger, yes. We are in fact 12. A blossom for his blossom. Yep, we've had that one before too. Cal. Cal is standing in the middle of the garden, spraying the crops down with a hose. As you watch, he leans down and drinks straight from the nozzle. Oh, hey, he says, standing up and wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. What's up? Do we have anything? No. Bye, Cal. Mars. Oh, selfie streak. Well, at least she's enjoying herself, I guess. No collectible laying around. Okay. Hey, Tange. You tell Tangent you know where Dis has been going. You tell her he's been sneaking out to explore the jungle, not far away, but outside the walls. Tange looks really concerned. Really? She says, wringing her hands. Is it safe? Do we say probably not, or do we say I'll keep him safe? What do we promise here? I mean, as much as Tangent is very focused on other things, she does care about her brother. Not that they get along, but she does care about him. What do we think? Do we tell her the truth that he probably isn't safe? Or do we promise to keep him safe? Because we are her friend. Two, we'll go out and get samples ourselves, and then she can run tests, and in doing so, we'll keep an eye on him. I mean, that's fair, Trav. That would be my plan, too, if I were actually
if I were actually this character. Yeah. Friendship, friendship. She eyes you skeptically. Full offense, Mayrin, but you're just a kid, she replies. However, I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there. Oh, Tange. I don't do playing, Tange says, watching Annie and some of the smaller children tear through the colony chasing after a sports ball. Why would I put effort into chasing around a dumb ball, getting sweaty and tired, for fun? She shudders. I'd rather spend my time doing something important. Yeah, you're a nerd, we know. We know. Alright. Time to go to class. To the engineering! Congruence is everywhere at all times, in everyone's hollow palms, guiding the surveyors, helping do calculations in the lab, and yet she's never impatient or too busy to help you, even if you bombard her with questions. One day, you ask her what she dreams about. She tells you that she dreams about electric sheep, naturally. And we have a science fiction novel reference. Let's get to work. See if we can't do better this time. Okay, pink candy is locked. We don't have a 3. Annoying. Like, I literally cannot go any higher. Can't change gear during a battle. Okay. Good to know. 22 is about the highest I can get, I think. Just because of the cards that I drew. If I had drawn more 2s, I probably could have gotten higher. We still get the bonus to engineering, though, so I'm not worried about it. Ooh, 91 out of 100. We're almost maxed, and then we will move on to something else. Mid-dust turns to late dust. Tange is very seriously considering a large piece of paper. One of the lab assistants told me that it is impossible to fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times, she says. This is a myth. You can actually fold a piece of paper in half 12 times. Tange frowns. I cannot abide by those normally more intelligent than I am passing on hearsay and urban legends as facts. It is the duty of all scientists to question what is held up as truth. Oh, she's not wrong. Depends on the size of the paper. Oh, we're co-opted into tag very suddenly. Hey, Mom. Oh, she's jumpy again today. Hey, Dad. Hey, Sprout. Your dad greets you. How are your classes going? I know it's hard to sit in a classroom while there's so much to explore, but everything in life is going to get easier for you if you take the time now to learn about a lot of things. He laughs. Who knows? Maybe you'll be running this place one day. Oh, I don't think so, Dad. But thanks for the vote of confidence, I think. Right. Dead Hop-Eye again. Poking corpses. Oh dear. Cal? Cal is sitting on the garden fence, his feet tucked into the slats, tapping away on his holoscreen. School's way more interesting when you can actually see how it matters, he says. Your mom says I can do more important stuff on the farm if I learn about crop rotation and stuff. He frowns at his holoscreen. There's more math than I thought there'd be. Yeah, unfortunately there's a lot of math in farming. Apparently it's that you can't fold a standard piece of printer paper, A4 80 GSM,
more than 7 times. But if it's thinner paper or wide, then yes, you can go further. Hey, Mr. Scrake, anything horrible happened yet? So far, we've acknowledged the deaths that happened in the previous stream, but nobody else has died yet, no. We did find out where Dis is going, though. Mars? Royal blue or peacock? Mars asks, holding up 2 different jackets. Or should I just recycle both and have the shop nanoprint a different color entirely? She folds both jackets over her arms and sighs. Or a different material? Translucent, maybe? Ugh, so many choices. At least I have more than enough kudos to burn. Oh, Dis. Oh, Mars. Marzipan. Marzipan. You are lonely and spoiled. Alright, no collectibles that I can see. That's why I'm waving my mouse around like a Lunabin to try and see if there's anything I can pick up. But no. Alright, off to engineering we go. Let's max it out. I mean, the thumbnail looks cool, Mr. Scrake. I don't really have a lot of feedback for you. I don't actually know, like, I haven't looked into the mod, as it were, as of yet. I should do that, but, like, I'm not going to be playing it until at least September, so. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Thank you for sharing. Oh boy. I just means that I haven't, like, gone and downloaded it and whatnot. Like, I have not been playing Darkest Dungeon in my downtime. So I really won't know what's going on with it until September anyway, but I do try to keep your mods downloaded and up to date regardless, because I appreciate your work and I want to support you in it, so. Congratulations on all of your modding know-how. I do not do modding of anything, and I think you're pretty cool for it, so. Father seems to be dying, but it just turned out to be toxic spores trying to grow inside him, and he's okay now. I mean, it's not pollen season anymore, so yeah, he's okay for now. He hasn't died of it yet, but the shimmer is a problem. You learn about some of the fantastic technology that they have on Earth, but the colony couldn't bring with them. At least you brought all the plans and knowledge you could. Maybe someday you'll be able to recreate them here on Vertumna, or come up with your own incredible technology. We'll find out someday. Maybe. Alrighty then. A 5. A 4. A 3. A 2. But the only one I have does that. That's actually not terrible. I did super goal that. Playing sports ball is an interesting card. The fact that it became a blue worked out, actually. Is this the highest score I could have? Maybe not. Yeah, 34 is definitely the highest. Alright. We super gold that into the stratosphere. Yay. See? I told you, Mr. Scrake, it's a pretty good thumbnail. Not that I'm a good thumbnail person. Ranger cooked hard. Alright. We were victorious. Alright, engineering is 5 away. Literally 5 away from being maxed. So 1 or 2 more classes, basically. And reasoning... We've gotten to the second bump of reasoning, but it didn't, I guess, give us a perk or anything? Interesting. We're at 65 there. Late dust becomes early wet. Welcome to the rainy season. We are in their version of autumn.
Okay, she's about to make a breakthrough. We have nothing to give her, and therefore, and we do not have the reasoning to do anything further, so, we're not gonna interrupt her. We know better. 66? You mean I'm one away from getting the perk? That's hilarious. Somewhat serious, but somewhat in your style, aka Trolly Goofy. He asked me what thumbnails should look like. My response was, quote. Nice. Alright, and what's going on? Ah, she's just gonna kick sports balls over her head. Got it. Cal? Right, more math in farming than you thought. There definitely is a lot of math there. Hey, Dad. Your dad takes a big breath of air. Ah, this is real living, he says grandly. Sometimes I wake up thinking we're still hurtling through space on the Strato, and I'm just so jazzed when I remember we're here, on a real planet. He slaps you on the back. Never take this for granted, kiddo. I'll try not to, Dad. Blue bobbler fruit. Yum. Your mom is, just need me for something? Yeah, we've seen that one. This. You spot Dis hanging out in the open flatbed of one of the expedition vehicles, kicking his legs over the side. They won't let me go on expeditions yet, he grumbles. They say it's too dangerous for little kids. He scowls. Not little, and it's not that dangerous. They're just scared. It's true, they are. We could give him the bobble fruit. We're at a 13 of friendship with him. Hold on. Hold on. His birthday is late wet and it's only early wet, so we should wait. We'll wait. We'll give it to him on his birthday. Marzipan. Ah. Still spicy. I see marzipan. Still spicy. Alrighty then. Well, time to go to class. Back to engineering. Musical month again, so at the very least there's new music for people to appreciate, even if it is not great. Although we're 12, there are plenty of 12-year-olds who have made amazing music in this world, so let us get to work. Neat. Super gold for the win. Just too easy with robo power. Doesn't quite max it out. We need one more class. But we finally have the reasoning perk. Autoplay fairy perk. Autoplay fairy sometimes plays the best hand for you. Interesting. Early wet becomes mid wet, but we need late wet for the birthdays. Yeah. Hey, Tange. New perk. Thank you. She does not want to run around with a dumb ball, getting sweaty and tired. I don't blame her. I don't want to do that either. But then again, I like reading too, so. Annie scowls as she watches the rain come down. I'm gonna do it, she mutters. I don't care if my hair looks like a puffball afterwards. If that's what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen. I don't know what she's about to do, but she's very determined. Let's go. Hey, Cal.
He is doing drumming again today. We've read that one. He's not having a fun time with his game. Okay. Hey, Dad. Oh, he's losing his shirt at cards again. Get good, scrub. Mom's still jumpy. Probably part of the reason why she lost her leg. Mars. Mars is primping in a hollow screen she set up to act as a mirror. You never know when someone important is going to talk to you, she says, twisting and retwisting her hair around her finger. And no, I don't mean important like the council. Yuck. She smiles primly at you. I mean, whoever is going to end up being my first kiss. I don't want them to remember that time they saw me when they were kids and I wasn't absolutely at my best. Oh, Mars. You have got to limit yourself on how many dramas you watch. Just saying. Well then. Time to max out engineering. Back to the night sky class. That perk is wrong, by the way. It's stated all over the place. Apparently you get a button that works once during each challenge. If you hit it, it looks for a hand that's better than what you've tried. Not the best possible hand, unless that's the only one better than yours. But it'll try to get the smallest improvement over yours while being an improvement, if possible. Good to know that the description is a little misleading. Becomes a mental blue card. Turns this to a 2, unfortunately, but it also super goals, so... Not gonna worry about it. Once per battle, find a slightly better hand. So I could click this and see what happens. I wouldn't have said anything, but you'd expect it to be accurate, which could mess things up. So apparently the button is properly gives a proper description, but the hey, here is the new perk. This isn't the proper description, but this is essentially the difference. Do we want to attempt it? I think this is the best that we can get. All right, we'll attempt it. Nope, that's literally the best. That's what I thought. Alright, well, we win. Engineering's maxed. Extra gear slot perk. We can now equip both pieces of gear. Mid-wet becomes late wet. Time to give Dis a birthday present. New perk. Gear slot. So, with that, bloop. Now we have both of them. All right. Okay, she's about to make a breakthrough. Nothing new there. We could give her the only present we have, but Annie still hates learning. How's Cal doing? He's enjoying the magicalness of nature, just like our dad. Hey, Dis. Hey, does this interest you? Dis blinks owlishly at your gift. Is it my birthday? I almost forgot. I hate it when people make a big deal about my birthday, but this is nice. Thank you. Yay! We're slightly better friends. Hey, Dad. Ah, he's reading a book again. On a break. Mom? Yep, getting bigger every day. Alright, we've maxed out engineering. We could attempt to max out biology, which would also give us reasoning. But I would like to get a little bit of organizing. It's still raining, Mars complains. I hate it here. Dude, it's the wet season. What do you expect? Is there... Because I gave away my collectible, is there another one running... Sitting around somewhere, maybe, suddenly? No. Okay. I tried. But I said after we maxed out engineering, we were gonna go, work in the depot. Which gives us organizing, persuasion, and a little bit of friendship with Mars. But it also gives us more kudos. We don't have enough organizing or toughness to deliver supplies, so... This is the only way we've been able to gain organizing. It took us till year 3 to get it. Yeah, I didn't give him any cake. Last time I had the ability to buy cake, I gave it to my bestie, Tangent, so... But yeah, engineering is maxed out. We could work on reasoning with, like, biology. But I'm gonna work in the depot for some organizing, because I only have 3 and I need more. Seek rolls their eyes when they see you report to the depot for your first day as a clerk. Oh, it's you, they deadpan. Well, at least you might learn something useful while you're here. The depot is where the precious nanoprinter lives. Seek lords over it like a tyrant, and they don't like children. They load the depot module on your holopalm and walk you through the process. People submit requisitions for the nanoprinter through this portal, they explain. It's your job to program the correct routine into the nanoprinter to fulfill their order. Then you mark it as available for delivery or pickup, depending on if we have a delivery person available. Seek grumbles, and we almost never do. With that perfunctory explanation, Seek leaves you to figure out what to do on your own. It's okay for the first hour or so because no one puts in a requisition at all. It is pretty early. Maybe everyone is still asleep. We could catch up on some sleep, catch up on some homework, or clean and organize the depot. What do we think? I don't think we need to catch up on sleep necessarily. Homework or depot is what I would suggest. Homework may give us more reason. Depot might give us more organizing. I don't know what sleep would give us exactly, but you are here to learn to organize things. It's true. It's true. And if we have a clean and organized space, we'll be able to find what we need much easier when it becomes busy time. Organizing. Yes, yes, yes. So now we're up to 5. There isn't a lot to organize, as you don't store a lot of stuff here, except for the things that people need all the time, like toothpaste. But you find a bucket, and you start to mop the floors the old-fashioned way, because there's nothing wrong with taking pride in your work. You're jerked back into reality by a haptic pulse through your holopalm. Your first order! You excitedly open your holopalm and read it. Elbow grease, 1 gallon, it reads, from Cal. Geoponics, delivery ASAP. Very funny, Cal. Elbow grease is not a thing, so we're gonna use our advanced reasoning and go, very funny, Cal. You dismiss the phony requisition. Haha, Cal's got jokes. Another one pops up on your holo screen. Flashlight fluid, 2 gallons. Annie, sports ball, delivery ASAP. Really, Annie? Flashlight fluid? Come on, guys, I'm not stupid. Another bogus requisition. Are your friends trying to prank you? You've barely dismissed the second one before a third comes in. ID 10 T gas. Flammable. 2 cubic meters pressurized. Tangent engineering. Delivery ASAP. Caution. Idiot gas, guys. Idiot gas. You almost got me, Tang. Tange, you almost got me. Tange's not really the pranking type, but you stop yourself from looking up idiot gas. You dismiss the requisition and message your friends to knock it off. Finally, you get a real requisition and get back down to work. It's easier than you thought. You're just finishing up when Mars strolls in. She hops up on the depot counter and primly crosses her legs. I am so totally relieved to have you here as my assistant. To have you as my assistant here, Mayrin. Finally, someone to haul boxes and fetch things so I can focus on the important work. So sadly, we don't have organizing enough to complain about being assistant. But we could maybe share responsibilities. I am definitely not going to let her lord over me. No. She has to learn how to share. Clearly, she has only child syndrome. Spoiled only child syndrome. Maybe we could share responsibilities. Ooh, I got kudos for that. I don't care which of you is in charge, Seek interrupts, so long as you get the work done. Seek pauses. Wait, did you wash the floors? They say, looking impressed. Well, that does deserve a reward. Here you go. They swipe their hollow palm, and you feel yours pulse as a couple of kudos are deposited in your account. Heck yeah! We just impressed the woman who's not impressed by children. Mars can hardly wait until Seek is gone to giggle. Either way, I'm glad you're here. This job is usually so boring. Well, let's get to work. All right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Plus 10 for a straight of 5, and a plus 10 for a flush of 5, for a 41. The super goal was only 25, guys. This was not exactly a difficult one. Nice. I win. I'm not even gonna click this button. There is not a better. There just is not. Ooh, look at that. Plus 5 organizing. Organizing is now 10. Bitches, I know what I'm doing. Persuasion is only 4, but there we go. And we made friends with Mars a little bit. It is unfortunately glow season when things get uber scary. Bad shit happens in glow season. Nobody likes glow season. Crystal cluster. Hey, Dis. We've seen him make a wish. We could put our friendship up a little bit more. Nah, we're good. Annie is also out because you can't get her to not. She's still playing around. Everybody else is kind of in it. We can talk to Mom. We've seen this one. Okay, let's go get more organizing. We are on our way. We actually now have the organizing enough to apply to deliver supplies too. So I'm going to apply for it just to open up that option to see what it will do. Hey, Dragon, welcome in. Winter Fairy, no worries. I'm so sorry to hear that your hubby is sick. I hope he feels better soon. Winter Fairy has also thrown down the gauntlet for Boulder Parchment Shears. So she's thrown down shears. Who wants to see who wins? I might have to start to learn Python. Good luck, Dragon. Coding is hardcore. Ooh. Dragon throws down a boulder in response to shears and wins. Congrats, Dragon. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Mayrin, you've never struck me as particularly responsible or organized. But children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. But I'm organized. Cleaning your bedroom once in a while isn't the same thing, Seek sneers. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job. Now, for now, anyway. They use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. So we now have 2 jobs in command that we can do. Delivering supplies is organizing perception. Working the depot is higher perception and more kudos, honestly. So right, perception is a physical skill. So we're gonna work the depot, not deliver supplies, but I wanted to open it up regardless. Is there anything new on the notice board? No, the gates are closed. That's all. Okay. Work in the depot. Mr. Scrake rolled a 2. Oh dear. Rock beat tiny shears, me big happy. Aww. It's been a while, but it's time to attend a meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. Mars started SFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it. And then Tammy died. You meet in an unused conference room in command, which Mars says is perfect for a secret club. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tange, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her holopalm. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it is your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You choose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces, we're going to make friendship bracelets, and I have an even better idea. We're going to sell them to people for kudos. That isn't really how kudos are supposed to be used, but Mars is hard to argue with sometimes. The 3 of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing straps. Your hearts aren't really in it, though. All 3 of you know that Tammy would have been much better at this than you. Making friendship bracelets was one of her favorite things. She was always giving them to people and didn't expect anything in return. It's eventually Mars who calls the meeting early. She takes all your mishappen bracelets and looks at them dubiously. I don't know if people will want to trade their kudos for these, but I'll do my best. I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent if she thinks Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tange tells you. But the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. Alright, time to work in the depot. Let's see here. 6, 4. Now, let's see here. I could do this for a 30. I think that's probably the better play. I want to use Absorbent Brain because it gives +1 to the skill reward at the end. So, as much as this has a higher number, this actually gives a better goal, a better score. So, I'm not even gonna push this button, I don't care. Organizing 6. Heck yes. So, our organizing is now up to 16. Our persuasion is up to 6. which is good enough for now. Yeah. 2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert all glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in engineering when you hear the sirens ring through the colony. You cover your ears against the noise and make your way to the nearby classroom. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe there, but it wasn't so safe last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? Congruence, the new teacher, is just a face on a computer screen. She can't protect anyone. Congruence flickers cheerfully. Please stay calm, children, she says. The defense squad is already en route to the creatures. This should all be over soon. You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. We don't have bravery enough to leave, so we will be staying put, as we have been staying put all 3 years. You, Tan, Shamars, and the other kids try to stay calm. Congruence directs you under the big tables together, then assigns you a chapter on Earth history as if nothing was happening. It's impossible to think with the sirens going off. You read and reread the same paragraph over and over, trying not to think about some monster bursting through the door, or window, or wall. We could goof off, or we could take it seriously. What would chat like? Do we goof off and try to lighten up the mood? Or do we take it seriously because it is a serious thing that is happening right now? Every glow we get attacked. Every glow somebody gets hurt or killed. Mostly killed. Glow is a very serious season. And we are 12 now. Old enough to start to take it seriously. But still young enough that maybe goofing off to release some of the tension will be helpful. What do we think? Take it seriously, of course. All right. We can take it seriously. Okay, so we get friendship with Tangent. Loyalty is all, like, we have a 5 rebellion now, and stress. So much stress. There's nothing you can do, so you try to apply yourself to reading the chapter you've been assigned. You struggle with it, your mind racing. You notice Tangent trying to do the same. She gives you a faint smile over her hollow screen. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your hollow palm. You and the other children file out of engineering and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know you're safe. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into a seat at your small table. It's like they were specifically going for geoponics this time, she mutters, but your dad pats your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Lulubelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. Yeah, they were targeting our food supply. It is now early quiet, which means it's our birthday, but this is how the year has gone. We have raised persuasion, reasoning, organizing, engineering, and perception. We have raised our friendship with Tangent the most, Dis and Mars a little bit. We've made 30 kudos, gotten a lot of stress, and our loyalty to the colony is pretty high, all things considered. 0 food and 0 defense for whatever. We have gained a photophoner as well as science fair champion as far as the cards. And now we start age 13. It's gonna start getting more serious now. Geoponics has had a lot of bad things happening to it. I mean, there's been accidents everywhere. But yeah, Geoponics is being consistently hit by shit. And it's not good. Another year. Let's pick this up first. Hey, Mars. Mars is frowning intently at her hollow palm, typing a new message. Oh, excuse me, Mayrin. I just have to clear something up, she says, sparing you a look. Annie posted her answers to everything about the Everything About You survey on the colony message board, and she said that she thinks her brother Calm is the coolest person in the colony. Mars rolls her eyes. As if. Calm is like the hottest, but not sophisticated. Well, we can tell she's into Calm. Calm is short for kombucha, by the way. That's his name. She is, or I should say, he is Annie's older brother. She has multiple brothers, though. Cal takes a deep breath and lets it all out in a huge sigh. I love the smell of the air here, he says. It's not clean like the Strato, but like, it's fresh, if you know what I mean. It smells like dirt and compost and manure and growing things, and when I breathe it in, it's just... He takes another breath. It just reminds me that everything here is alive and important. Oh, Cal. You're such a sweetheart. If we'd gone in on all biology, we definitely could have been his bestie. Oh, Dad's losing his shirt over cards again. Hey, Mom. Don't you have something you should be doing right now, Mayrin? Yeah. I'm gonna go get to that, Mom. Sorry to bother you. Hey, Dis. I don't want to be like everyone else, Dis says, scowling as he watches people move around the colony. I'm not like everyone else. I'm just different. I can tell. I believe you, Dis. I absolutely do. Annie? Annie is sitting in the sports ball dugout, her feet propped up on the bench. Hey, Mayrin, what's up? Oh, just nothing. Have fun. Tange. You find Tange leaning against the wall of the laboratory, looking out into the hustle and bustle of the colony. Auntie C didn't try to talk to me about puberty today, she says, rolling her eyes. It was a pleasure to tell her that I seem to be suffering no ill effects from the malady. She crosses her arm and shrugs dismissively. Perhaps there's a limit to genetic recombination therapy, as I do not seem to be undergoing the effects common among those who are born to this array of hormones. I should advise Chief Engineer Instance. Indeed. Indeed. Well, let's go run off and get to work. Make some money. Time to work in the depot. Mars insisted on being the one who talks to people and takes requisitions, while you work hidden in the back, loading packages onto the conveyor belt. Mars is counting her kudos tips for the week. Mars hoots. 10 kudos? I am going to buy so many sour sticks with these tips. It's not fair. You're the one running around in the back doing all the heavy lifting while she gets all the credit and kudos. And you want those kudos because... Well, are we saving up for something? Do we want to be rich one day, or is it just the principle of the thing that bothers us? We don't really care about the kudos, but, you know, sharing when you both are working hard should be a duh thing. What do we think, chat? I would love to hear your feedback. And don't worry, lurkers. I know you're out there. You don't have to interact with me, but I would love to hear from you if possible. If not possible, enjoy, please. Both Trav and Winter Farrier's like, it's the principle of the thing. I feel that to my soul, you guys. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the principle of the matter. Mars sees your barely controlled anger and can't help but rub it in. What? She asks innocently. Are you jealous? So we don't have bravery enough to lose our temper? We don't have persuasion high enough to convince her to split the tips? We don't have persuasion high enough to convince her to alternate jobs either, which would get us the compromising card either way, so all we can really do is pout, because our persuasion is a 6. And our bravery is a 2. Less. We get kudos, but less friendship. Sad. We're back down to a 4. Instead of gloating, Mars looks put out. Ugh, you're no fun. Here, have half the tips. I don't even want them if you're gonna act like that about it. You realize she was only acting like a brat to make you angry. She didn't want to win, she wanted to fight. For Mars, having a good argument is entertainment, better than watching the same holovids over and over again. Yeah. She's proving herself not worth the effort of friendship. She is the epitome of arrogant to cover insecurities. She is the popular girl who is arrogant to everyone because she is insecure about herself. That's why she's constantly shopping, trying to find a new look, constantly trying to act like she's the most popular person there is when no one wants to pay attention to her because she's absolutely awful to deal with. She provokes fights because she wants attention, and she will do anything to get said attention, not because she actually wants to fight with anyone. I have both been this girl, not necessarily in the same way, but I have provoked fights for attention before, and I sympathize with the girl, but it is still the worst way you can be, in my opinion. And let's just say that I regret many years of provoking fights for attention in my youth. Again, not for the same reasons and not in the same way, but still, I did some of that shit, so I do kind of know where she's coming from. All right. So if we start this over here, do this, do this, do this, and do this. We super goal this out of the park. Oh, we do have 2 collectibles. Good to know. We could also do like a 3-2-1 situation with this, but let's see, we have a 4 of a kind here and a flush 5, which is just not. I think this is the highest that we can get. This space setting anything that sits here into a blue card is the reason why this isn't gonna work that well. I just think this is the best score we have. Yeah. Let's just win. More organizing. Good. So our organizing becomes a 20. Our persuasion becomes an 8. We are now too stressed out to do anything. But we have made some money. Yay for us. You wake to the sound of your parents arguing in hushed tones, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away the sleep from your eyes, eventually remembering, wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peek out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen in on their argument. You're being unreasonable, your mom says. Mayrin is a teenager now. You have to give her the opportunity to take calculated risks, or she'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is. Going off into the wilderness isn't a calculated risk, your dad replies. It's too dangerous. It's weird to hear your parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly or go to meditation. This time they sound really upset. It's unsettling. I think I should. The danger isn't, or you don't need to. Look, our rebellion is the lowest, almost the lowest it can possibly be. But our stress right now is bad. So, The danger isn't, I think, is the wrong response to this, because we know that it is dangerous outside the walls. We get attacked every glow, for crying out loud. The danger comes to us once a year, so the danger absolutely is. Chief Surveyor former Chief Surveyor Melatonin, RIP, went out on a survey, came back dead. So we know that the danger is. I think I should. I don't know really what the rest of the sentence might be, but interrupting them might be this. You don't need to worry. They're always going to worry. They're your parents. This is what they do. So I think I should might be the best answer, but trying to reassure your parents that you don't want to go outside the walls might actually be the correct answer. Chat, what do you think? Give me your feedback, please. Please, thanks. Pretty please. I would appreciate it. I do love this music. It's so good. Woo! Outside expedition. Do want. Let's get going. Thanks, Mom. I'll be safe. I'll pack a compass. That doesn't tell me which answer I should pick, Trav. But thank you for your opinion. 1. Okay. Let's find out what number 1 is. Ooh, stress. Which we were already maxed out on, so it didn't do anything. They glance at you. Your mom holds up her hands to silence you and goes right back to talking. Geranium, she grates. You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our daughter? Your dad flails his hands helplessly. Because, Flulu, she's our daughter. It's our responsibility to keep her safe. You're not keeping anyone safe by coddling her, your mom almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. Mayron's survival depends on her understanding this planet we're living on, so you're not doing her or the colony any favors by pretending like that's not the case. Ooh. I don't have enough bravery to say I can take care of myself, but I could say, won't you two just shut up? Or I could just let them continue to argue. I think what we need to focus on biology, which is going to matter outdoors. I mean, yeah, we could go back to biology class. We're only at a 22 here, but I was hoping to get organizing up a little bit more and some persuasion going on. Do we interrupt our parents again, or do we just stay quiet and let them hash it out? I have an ad break incoming for those that it is relevant to, and I apologize, but I appreciate you guys. Ad break. Oh boy. Parents talking over the heads of children while they are in the room just seems really shitty. Like, this should be a conversation for everybody. If they're gonna have it in this, you know, it is a private space, but a semi-public space, at least. If they're gonna talk about me behind my back or, you know, over my head or whatever it is, I just, yeah, this is not, letting them argue it out. This does not feel good. Won't you two just shut up? Yep. Rebellion going up a little bit. Your outburst at least makes them stop arguing, but they still look unhappy. You're a bit surprised at how angry you got there. Where did that come from? I'm sorry, Junebug, your dad says softly. We shouldn't be arguing in front of you. We're just worried about you and don't want you to be in danger, even though we both know it's part of growing up. Your mom's fierce expression softens. Hey, Mayrin, sorry. It's your birthday today, and here we are arguing like a pair of assholes. Happy birthday. Embrace the dark side of the Force. Do it. Oh, Mr. Scrake. They both give you a hug. We meant to order up from the canteen and have your usual birthday breakfast, but we got to talking about how Utopia's opened up positions and expeditions for kids 13 and older, and, well, that's you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday, your dad relents. I just feel better knowing you were safe here inside the colony walls. He gives your mom a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life, so if you want to join the expeditions, we're behind you, just be safe. Oh man, no presents this year. My parents. It is mid-quiet now. Hey, Mars. She's ranting about Calm again. He is pretty hot. I mean... Where is he? Here's... Oh, it doesn't give us the big picture. But he is a handsome lad, let me tell you. And he's 18. Alright. Dad has something to say. We'll get to it. Cal is digging up something in the garden, creating a neat little stack of vegetables in his wheelbarrow. Hey, Mayrin, he says, taking off his gloves to card his hand through his hair. How's it hanging? Oh, Cal. He is 14 now. This is roughly around the age where you start thinking about who you're into. Your dad used to joke that your mom got her... Oh, no, we've read this one. She is having issues with her prosthetic. But we can tell her what we learned today, because our organizing is high enough now. Just barely. +1 for each unplayed card. And since we have cards that duplicate, this is powerful. Well, you haven't really been in school for a while, or even in engineering, but you tell your mom about some paperwork you had to deal with. You're pretty good at organization, so it was easy. Do you even know why we call it paperwork? Your mom laughs. It's true. It's not like you're sorting actual paper. Back on Earth, we used to have to use paper to... Nah, never mind. She slaps you on the back. Good for you for having your your head together. Yeah, our mom swears like a soldier. You're good at engineering. You could probably refit her leg all by yourself. I think you need bioengineering to do that, though, and I don't think our biology is high enough. Alright, we'll come back to Dad. Hey, Dis. Everyone is so dramatic right now, Dis mutters, kicking a rock with his hands shoved in his pockets. Who cares who said what to who or whatever? It's so dumb. I feel you, man. I feel ya. Annie is munching on a container of cut up pieces of dust melon. My mom's kind of bossy, but she sure makes a great lunch, she says, offering you peace. Gotta keep up your strength. Okay, Annie. We can't actually do any work. We're too stressed. Ange. I already spend as little time around other teenagers as possible, Tangent sniffs dismissively. But now that everyone smells and is growing hair in unfortunate places, absolutely not. Her lip curls in disgust. What a cosmic joke. Hormones that encourage us to be intimate with one another while simultaneously turning us into disgusting, sweaty, stinking beasts? Ugh, no, thank you. I have never allowed my biology to dictate who I am, and I don't intend to start now. I hear you, Tange. I hear you. Alright, we need to de-stress. which means we're gonna relax on the walls. But before we do that, let us check out the new opportunities here at Expeditions. So we're not tough enough or brave enough, but we need to take a month off before we can sneak out through the drain pipe. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Mayrin, how's it going, little sis? Chief Surveyor Utopia steps casually out to bar your way while making it look accidental. Whoa there. I don't know if you're ready to head out there and join the surveyors just yet. Why don't you skedaddle and stick to sports ball inside the walls for now? She rubs her knuckles into your scalp and sends you on your way. Anything new in the bestiary? No. Alright. So, sneaking out through the drain pipe is here. Good to know. We'll do that another time. We are going to head to Dis's spot and hang out in the quiet. You heard Security Chief Red is on the lookout for lookouts. That is, for kids to chill out on top of the walls all afternoon and count Xenos. Sounds way better than going to class. He gives you a once-over, eyes narrowed. "Oh, right," he says. "Look over there, at that end of the field. What does that sign say?" We don't have a perception high enough to read it out loud. We could fail to read it or refuse to play his game. What do we think? Our perception is only a 1. It's bad. Our combat is a 0. I think combat is our lowest skill. I'm just gonna simply fail to read it. That's what I think. He wants to make sure that we're perceptive enough to do this job. I get it. You struggle to read the sign. After a few false starts, Rhett claps his hands on your shoulder. "Don't strain yourself, Mayrin," he says. "I've got a whole jungle out there that needs people to stare at it for hours, and you'd be perfect for the job if you had better eyesight." Oh, come on, what does he know? Perception is about way more than just eyesight. It's about being alert and putting information in context. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Rude. Oh, good. Finally, we can get one of these zeros out. But we do get friendship with Dis for this. Let's forget wondering. Not Tangent's focus, because I like Tangent's focus. So that means that the higher cards will show up more often. May, you need better eyesight? I got you. He will help. I mean, I do wear glasses in real life, so yes, I do need better eyesight. Alright, we finally have de-stressified. She is sharing her dust melon again. Nice, nice. Tange, what's going on? Science is the language of all things, even on a planet such as this, Tange says. As foreign as it seems, all living things act according to their biology. Tange tilts her head. And as biology is simply applied chemistry, which is simply applied physics, this means anything that is observable, and many things that are not, are governed by the rules of mathematics, which are as elegant and as constant as when the universe began. Fair. Neither. I could, but neither. Dis, how's it going? Have you ever heard the stories about changelings? Dis muses, scrolling through a book of mythology on his holopalm. Old Earth humans used to think that fairies would steal human babies and replace them with their own. He scratches his cheek. Do you think that happened with me and Tange? I think that would explain a lot. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even really human. Interesting. Does this interest you? Wow. Dis says, uncharacteristically excited about the roots. They're so colorful. I've never seen roots like these before. What kind of plants are those? Dislikes medicinal roots. We learned a thing. We learned a thing. Holy shit. Nice. We don't know what his dislikes are. Or his augment, for that matter. May have something to do with stealth. Cool. Cal? Some people get the sniffles during pollen, Cal says. My mom says it's because your nose thinks the pollen dust is itchy, so it turns on the floodworks to wash itself out. That is what it does, yeah. Hey, Dad. He's just jazzed to be on a planet still. Mom? Yep. Getting to it right now, Mom. Mars. Mayrin, what do you think about this? Mars walks towards you haughtily, stops, poses with her hand on her hip, then turns and walks away. I call it my cool walk, Mars says, looking over her shoulder. I also have a bored walk and a flirty walk. It's important to switch it up once in a while. Right. Hold on. Yeah, organizing greater than 40. Let's check out this. So, to sneak through the drain pipe, we get bravery, perception, and friendship with Dis. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's not really what I want to focus on. Probably dislikes cake. So we have been focusing on organizing for a little bit. We could go back to biology because that will raise our reasoning up again. I kind of want to do a little bit more organizing to get organizing's first perk. And it will also bring up persuasion a little bit more, which I think will be useful. So I'm going to work in the depot again today. Mars has asked you to recruit some new members for the Secret Fun Times Club. Who do you approach about this fun, exciting opportunity to make friends and be your own boss? Dis, I guess? Duh, it's Cal. Okay, who is going to fare well? Oh, John, you are a bot. I'm so sorry, but you must go. Goodbye. We don't do bots here. Don't know how that one got past my usual filters, but he gone now. Cal, I really cannot see disagreeing, and Mars wouldn't agree with your dad joining. Yeah, Mars wouldn't want our dad, even though our dad is cool. Dis would like to be his own boss, but I don't know if he's into making friends during it, especially with his twin. Cal is probably the best bet because we were friends with him before and he would fit in, but at the same time, Annie's a good choice, but I can't choose her. Yeah, no, Annie would, well, actually, I don't think our club is active enough for Annie. But we don't have enough friendship with her anyway. We're only at a 5. So. I'm actually going to ask Dis because I would like Dis to be more of our friend. He needs a friend. Maybe this club full of secrets would be good for him, even though his sister is in it. Cal would be fine, though. Dis will be easy to recruit, you figure. His sister's already in the club, after all, right? Wrong guess. No, Dis mumbles, flipping his hoodie over his head. I have better things to do than be in your stupid club. You insist, but he just shakes his head. You just want someone to make fun of. Go away. And yet, this gave us friendship. Like, we thought about him for the club. Even though you don't manage to recruit him, you can tell Dis is secretly happy that you tried to include him. At least you think so. It's okay. It's hard to tell, but you have a strong suspicion. And Cal joins anyway. As does Annie. The meeting starts as usual except for Mars's foul move. Seriously? Nobody found any more recruits? Do I have to do all the work around here? It's a good thing I convinced Cal and Annie to join, she sniffs. What, like it was hard? I mean, she just told them to show up. She didn't give them a choice in the matter, let's be honest. Annie can be vice president of kicking stuff, Mars announces. You know, for if we need extra security or like if we need to open a door and can't use our hands. Cal will be vice president of transportation, Mars continues. Cal pulls out his hoverboard and grins. That'll be useful if we need to get somewhere fast. Or, if only one of us does anyway. He can deliver secret messages too. Mars makes them raise their hands. Do you promise to always be cool kids and do fun stuff together and never tell any adults about the secret Fun Times Club? Cal and Annie agree readily. All right, let's work at the depot. Let me see here. I don't have a 5. I do have this. That's a 31. That is also a 31. That's a 29. That's a 27. It's unchangeable, even from the effect of that slot. Interesting. I think 31 is the highest I can go. Once you think you're as good as you can do, hit the fairy button, it might do something. Well, I mean, we can try. Nope, that was as good as I can go. Like I said. Did literally nothing for us. Alright, organizing is up to 25, persuasion to 10. And kudos, we can afford cake now. Late quiet becomes early pollen. Poor dad. Poor father. Okay, she's doing her walk thing. That's fine. Cal, how you doing? How's it hanging indeed, Cal? How's it hanging indeed? Got a mushwood log. How's Mom doing? Your mom is hard at work. Are you even surprised anymore? She cares about these fields more than she cares about anything else. I don't think that's quite true. I think she cares about her daughter as much as the fields, but yeah, she's there a lot. Your dad was sniffling and sneezing pretty bad this morning. He collapsed around this time last year, so you've been feeling anxious about his health, especially now that the pollen is back. He's working hard in the fields, respirator hanging from his neck as he grunts and shovels dirt into the wheelbarrow. He sees you coming and stands up straight, coughing a little as he stretches his back. Hey, kiddo, what brings you out here? Dad, you have to wear a respirator. Your dad makes blah 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 motions with his hands. I do! Don't look at me like that. I'm just getting some fresh air. It's hard to breathe with that thing on. I'm racing to get these pixie beans in the ground, he continues. We're all set to have a great harvest in time for vertumnilia. Blah, blah. I will get this word down someday, maybe. Maybe. He leans on his shovel, tucking one foot behind the other and rocking back and forth. Truth is, I've been working like a dog. I'd love to get out of here for a while. Hey, what do you say we go for a little walk? He says, brightening. I know you don't get outside the walls much either, but we could do a little nature walk. I study all the plants the foragers bring back, but I've never really seen them in the wild. I mean, he was the one who was arguing that I shouldn't ever go outside the walls. But if I'm with him, he can't complain, right? What do we think, chat? Should we have father-daughter bonding time? At the very least, we're there if he collapses. What do we think, chat? Sounds great. Mind the wild beast attacks? Indeed. Awesome, your dad exclaims. I knew you'd pick up what I'm throwing down. Your mom doesn't see the draw, he continues, flipping his shovel up onto his shoulder and picking his way carefully out of the turned fields. She likes what she can control, you know? But there's a whole planet out there, and I want to go explore. He stops and doubles over, suddenly racked with a coughing fit that makes him unable to speak. He tries a few times to catch his breath, but each time he just starts coughing harder. The pink pollen in the air swirls and eddies around you both. Unfortunately, we may have to tell him to go indoors. Your dad is going to collapse if he tries to walk it off. Maybe you should stay indoors. Oh, your dad wheezes. You're just like Instance, that old stick in the mud. I remember when we were younger. She was always walking around with her nose in everyone's business. She always thinks she knows what's best for people. Despite his brave words, he has to hold on to you for balance as he catches his breath again. Okay, maybe now's not the best time, he gasps, finally putting his respirator back on. But you and me, we have a date with the outside world, kiddo. I'm taking a rain check. First year, no allergies. Second year, first year, allergies. Second year, bad allergies. Third year, collapse. I sense an escalation. Well, remember, Tangent is also trying to figure out the Shimmer. Ooh, he says, his eyes red-rimmed and streaming from irritation. I can't wait till Instance figures out a treatment for this Shimmer thing. She says maybe next year, maybe the one after that. I'm gonna be first in line, you bet. Oh, Dad. Alright. We have something with this. You catch Annie hauling very heavy containers filled with sand. I'm training for this year's festival, she says, grunting as she hauls the container into her shoulder. I'm gonna be the strongest this year for sure. I bet you will, Annie. I bet you will. The brain requires a nearly continuous supply of glucose, Tang says. Glucose is commonly found in foods we register as sweet, which is why humanity has evolved to crave foods that are high in sugar. Tang looks up from her holopad with a thoughtful look. I have very little desire for sweetness, she muses. Does that mean my brain is more efficient than that of other humans? Well, that's not a terrifying thought for her to have. Hey, Dis, what's going on? You slip through the colony gates, feeling the breeze from the mushroom forest ruffle your hair. You look around for Dis, but he's nowhere to be seen. Maybe he went to class today? Probably not. Ooh, interesting card. As you're about to return to the colony, you hear what sounds like crying coming from one of the expedition vehicles. You pull back the tarp that keeps it from being blanketed with fungal spores and find Dis curled up in the cabin. He wipes his eyes and turns away. Go away, he mutters. Hey, are you okay? I'm fine, Dis sniffles. Just leave me alone. We have persuasion high enough for this. This is a great hiding place. I'm coming in. You pull back the tarp and slide into the cabin of the vehicle. Dis continues to cry, but softer now, as if he's trying to stop but can't quite manage it. His lower lip trembles. You're lucky you have family who cares about you, he sniffles. My mom is gone, and my sister thinks I'm stupid. Dis is quiet for a long time, almost long enough that you begin to consider actually leaving him alone. Just before you do, though, he speaks. I'm never going to go back to class, he says. I hate being around other people, and I hate doing schoolwork, and I double hate it when the teacher asks me questions. I'm not Tange. I don't know stuff like she does. Dis kicks at the console of the vehicle a few times. Bang, bang, bang. Then bursts out into tears again, pulling at his hair. I'm just dumb, okay? People ask me questions and I freeze up and I say something so stupid, and then everyone laughs at me, even Tange. Tange laughs the hardest, Dis sobs. She's embarrassed by me, I know she is. Today she told me just me. People would like me more if I stopped being so sensitive and immature. Wow. Wow, Tange. No wonder your brother is not happy with you. Hey, we need folks who use their hearts, too. Oh, that did not work. Dis turns away from you. See? Even you think I don't use my brain, he sniffles. Everyone always thinks Tange is better than me. Dis wraps his arms around his legs and hides his face in his knees. I hate her, he mutters. Everyone thinks she's so smart, but she's just a big meanie. I hate everyone here. I hate being here. I just want to be left alone. Well, that did not go well. Poor Dis. He needs a friend so bad. Dis is skipping stones across a flat stretch of walk. Talk to my sister today, he says. Skip, 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 skip. She's doing some kind of super secret extra credit project in engineering. She wanted to gloat, I guess. He tosses a rock into the air and catches it. Whatever. She just likes it when people pay attention to her. Oh, dude, it is nothing like that. Well, that's not fun. Let's see here. Organizing, we're almost to the first perk. Persuasion, we're up a bit. We're gonna work in the depot until we get that organizing perk, and then we're gonna move on. Probably back to biology. You're scrolling through a holonovel behind the desk when Tangent comes in. She pauses and looks uncomfortable when she sees you and Mars looking at her and quickly disappears into the shelves. You and Mars shrug. A few minutes later, Tange comes up to the counter and drops a fistful of candy. She shifts from foot to foot as you ring her up, jostling up and down, rubbing her stomach. I also need something from behind the counter, she says quietly. Some medicine. You ask her what she needs and she mumbles the name. You can't hear her. Can you repeat that? She mumbles again a little louder. Mars stifles a giggle. I'm sorry, what? Tange rolls her eyes. Stars, she curses. I need fart pills, okay? The stupid alien bacteria and all the weird native food makes my stomach upset. Oh my god, Mars laughs. You have blue gut? Really? Tange the Perfect has blue farts? Tange crosses her arms and looks miserable. You give Mars a questioning look. Blue gut? Blue gut, Mars says. You know when you keep farting and farting all this, like, blue dusty stuff? Mars leans over the counter to get a better look at Tange's backside. Oh no, she says dramatically. White was not the best color to wear today, Tangent. Your butt's as blue as Mayron's hair. Mars cackles as Tange anxiously cranes her neck to look at her rear. Liar, Tange mumbles, not meeting your eyes. Just give me the pills, please. I don't want to talk about my stupid body. Okay, we're gonna be sensitive and nice because trying to lighten the mood is not going to work here. We're probably just gonna give Mars more ammunition, and not saying a word seems like we agree with Mars, so let's just be nice, shall we? Oh, that did not work. We are not doing well with the twins today, but we did get +1 to empathy. You let Tangent know that you're very sorry this is happening to her. Blue gut is an uncomfortable condition, you tell her, but it doesn't make her a bad person. You let her know if there's anything you can do to help, you'll be here for her, because that's what friends are for. This approach seems to make Tange even more miserable. She takes your order and rushes out of the depot as soon as you're done. We just cannot win today with the twins. Ay. Well, it's not going to have the highest value, but we can absolutely do a run of 3. Got anything for me? No. Alright. We win. Yay. Three more in organizing and we've got the perk. Cool. Early pollen becomes mid pollen. But unfortunately, this is all the time I have for today. We're gonna have to do a cheeky save. New save. Okay. And thank you guys for joining me today. It has been fun. I'm May, and I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. If that is not your time zone, feel free to give me a follow and put on notifications either here or over on Blue Sky, preferably both. Over on Blue Sky, I post when I go live. I sometimes even post about what I think about the games. I'm bad at social media. Please help. Poke me, prod me, at me. I don't know how to do social media, but whatever you do, please help. I also have a YouTube channel where I post the VODs of all my streams. So if you have missed anything from I Was a Teenage Exocolonist or any other game that I have played, and you have some, need some company for whatever, cooking, cleaning, working, trying to get some sleep, just bored, whatever. The VODs are there for you. It's how I give back to my community who supports me here. And they're free, so, enjoy yourself, I suppose. I don't stream on the weekends. It's great to have in the background, so I've heard. But we do raid our friends, and here is my raid message. It works for absolutely everybody. You can copy pasta it, or if you find it boring, because it is, you're welcome to use whatever love heart or raid emojis you have available from your communities, because we're all in Twitch together. We may as well be nice to each other. Let's see here. We're gonna go jump over to Great Kraken, aka Paul. He is a Irish streamer from Northern Ireland. His community is super chill. He's currently playing Dead by Daylight, as he often does, but he's awesome. I appreciate his community and how nice they are, so let's go give him all the love, and maybe we'll get to see his kitties. He's got 2. They pop up all the time on his stream. In any case, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am glad to have you here, and I hope the rest of your day is absolutely fantastimagical. And tomorrow, more Exocolonist, because I'm enjoying this game and it's what I'm playing right now. Until then, you guys, take care, and we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone.